Okay, now we're going to take a look at our next step, which is cleaning the data. Now, we did have one cleaning function, if you will, that we were able to do for orders west, for the Western Division, where we went in and we said we want to ignore all those field names that start with the word right. And we unclicked all of those, and so that is done now. But not all cleaning processes can go in that input step. So usually we need a separate cleaning step if it's at all complex. If it doesn't just deal with the field name kind of thing. So we're going to go through these, and we're going to start with the central division. Now, when you click on this plus sign, it gives you a box, and we want to do the cleaning step, and so we're going to click on clean step. Okay, and so now down at the bottom shows us all their field names and a bunch of information, and we want to be able to clean this up. So one of the problems with the central division is over here. They have a separate file for the order year, 15 through 18, a separate file for the order month, and a separate file for the order day. And all the other divisions, they just show the date. They have one field just for the date, okay? And they don't separate it out by year, month, and day. So we need, for once we're going to put all these east, west, central, and south all together as one giant file that we're going to analyze in Tableau. We need all the fields to be the same. Okay, and so we need to change this, need to get rid of this year, month, and day, and instead have an actual date. Okay, and so there's also no field for region, and the other ones have a field for region. So we're going to need to clean that type up. And so okay, this bottom part here is your data grid. Okay, and so we are missing the field for region. Okay, so we're going to have to add that. And so we're going to create a calculated field. Okay, and so here in the middle in our toolbar, you see a button that says Create Calculated Field. So we're going to click on that. Okay, and we want a field called region. So this one here, it's just got a suggested name of calculation 1, but we're going to call it region. Okay, and then down here in the next box, we're going to put in quotation marks, we're going to say central. Okay, and we're going to click on save. Okay. Okay. Now we want to change those date names, and so we want to have one date for the order date and one date for the ship date. So here they have an order year, month, and day, and then they have a ship year, month, and day. So we want one date for the order date and one date for the ship date. And so we're going to use a calculated field again to do this in one easy step. Okay, so we're going to click on Create Calculated Field, and so we're going to call this the order date. Okay, and then you're going to enter the following calculation, and so we will have okay, if you put in the capital M, and there's a bunch of suggestions that come up here, and so we want the make date suggestion, and then in the parentheses, bracket order year and comma, and then bracket. Again, I'll put the O in. Now I'll put order month and a comma and a bracket. And again, the O and the order day. And that's it. And the close parentheses already in there. Okay, and so we can click on Save. Okay. All right. Okay. So we can remove, we now have this new field for the order date. So we can remove the order year, order month, and order day. We can remove those fields. Okay. Okay, so you can find the fields that you want to remove, because obviously we have a lot of fields in here. And so here's our order date and our region that we already have in there. Okay, and so you could go in the search box and put in order, and that'll bring up all the ones that start with order. Okay, so here's all of our ones that start with order. Okay, and so we're going to right click on the selected fields, and so under, I want to keep order ID, but under order year, I will right click there and say remove. And the order month, right click and remove. And the order day, right click and remove. Okay. Now we're going to repeat those steps to get a single field for the ship date. Okay, and so we're going to go back. Click off our search thing. Okay, so we're going to go into Create Calculated Field. This one is going to be called Ship Date. Okay, then we're going to go into the Make Date. Okay, we've got our parentheses and we have our bracket, and we're going to say ship year. Okay, I see I don't need these brackets. Ship year, comma, and then I'll just say S again, ship month. It already comes with a bracket, comma, and S again for ship day, and it has a bracket. So we're done, we're good, and we click on Save. Okay, now for my order date. I will have to fix that. Okay, so your order date should have been the same thing as the ship date calculation that we would want to correct that. Now, over here on the left-hand side, you see written sideways changes. You can click on changes, click on the arrow above it, and that shows all the changes that you did. And so I can click on this this change for the order date and bring that up and see where I had this extra bracket in there that I didn't need. I can just backspace out of that. Hit save. Okay. All right. Now I have the order date, and I also have a ship date as well. And I have a region. Everything is good. Okay, so I don't need to see these changes. But you can always go into those changes that you made and then fix anything, or get rid of something that you thought you needed to change and you didn't need to change them after all. Another thing that's nice to know is this back arrow. So if I back arrow, it undoes whatever was the last thing, and I would just go, I can just keep clicking back and it'll keep just undoing stuff until I get back to where I want to start over again. Okay, let's see. Okay, discount field. So let's find the discount field. Has a problem. That's over here. And so because we changed the order and ship dates, we noticed that the discount field has a couple of issues. And so it has a string data type. Now, when I talk about a string data type, that means like a text. And you can see up here in the blue where it says ABC, and if you hover over it, it says string. This is a string type data. Well, we want it to be a number data, okay? And here's this field that says none, which is a text type thing, and so we want it to have a numeric field. So this is going to cause a problem when we combine the fields, so we're going to fix that, okay? And so we're going to double click on this none, okay? And we're going to say backspace and put in a 0 there, okay? And then I'm going to click on this ABC, and instead I'm going to say number decimal, okay? And okay, let me see, we want to dictate what we're doing, so we're going to go into the flow plane, and under here where it says clean one, and it has little symbols of what we did as far as to clean this file up, we're going to right click and we're going to say rename